Welcome! Welcome to Wins News. I'm your friend, Amit Roy. Hope you're all fine. I want to tell you about Hindu god and goddesses in Japan. I was there in Japan and I had lots of friends, but I never discussed about Hindu god and goddesses in Japan. I never knew that. Okay, please, I will beg, please like me and subscribe my channel, please. Now coming to the point. You see, when I went to Japan, I promised my father that I'll be successful doing business with Japan. That was my aim. I wanted to learn Japanese business style and know about Japanese business as that was my main focus. I never focused anything else. I had single focus to know about Japanese business. Jamatsu, Mitsubishi, Sony, and so on, you see. And that was my aim. I never knew much about Japan before I went to Japan. I had a general idea about Japan. But then, to perfect my hunt, I must use the word hunt. I had no other options. I wanted to be successful in Japan. Doing business with Japan, I promised my father. And he died and I was shocked and I said, look, I must keep that promise at any cost. Come what may. With ethics. Yes, then for being successful, I had not much money, I must honestly say. I always thought I should, if I don't have much money, I should use more information and knowledge. So therefore I started learning about Japan and Japanese history and Japanology as such. And that paid me very well. But that is not the point. My personal life, maybe I'll discuss some other day. But my stay in Japan was extremely pleasant, happiest moment in my life. Anyway, now I never talked ever with a single Japanese while living in Japan about Hinduism, any religion. That didn't occur. We talked about booze, business, and I chased a little bit of women sometimes. That's all. But I didn't talk much about religion at all or Indian culture, etc., etc. I had no time, right? Honestly speaking. I was pursuing my goal with single-mindedness, and that is just the story. Anyway, later I came to know, but I felt there are a lot of similarities. When I went to the temples and all, I saw swastikas and some sort of Hindu kind of, Sanskrit kind of letters in those temples. Even then I didn't know what is that. Later I came to know when I studied more, and there was Daruma doll and little bit of, martial art, you see, I was pursuing. But since morning to night, I was extremely busy. I had no time to turn my head this side and that side. Now later I came to know the presence of Hindu god and goddesses and influence on samurai, Buddhist samurai, and how they are influenced by Gita. A lot of people say they are Confucius, blah, blah, blah. That is not correct. I see a lot of Americans, you see, big muscle man, and they lecture, and they play kondo and sword, and they lecture a lot of things about Confucius, blah, blah, blah. They don't understand. For a Westerner, it's very difficult to understand Japan. Whatever they try, I must say, because I was born in India, it is an advantage for me, and Brahmin family, so it is an advantage for me to translate Japanese culture and Japanese religiosity, Japanese religious sentiment very easily. Then, if you compare with a Westerner, his entire life you will not understand. Whatever he tries. It's a very difficult, kind of thing. They may try, but it's almost impossible for a Westerner to understand Indian ethos, Indian religion, And that is also reflected in Japan. Anyway, I'm coming to my point. How Japanese have embraced Hindu god and goddesses. I'm not a religious person, first of all, I'm telling you. But still, I got surprised. Look, I saw Ganeshji, the god with the elephant head. In India, we, or Indians or Hindus, worship, non-Hindus also worship, because if you keep it in front of your gate, good luck comes. Ganeshji is like that. And in Tantra also, it has a lot of importance. Without worshipping Ganeshji, you cannot achieve anything in Tantra. That is said. And then in Japan also there is Ganeshji, Kangiten. Not only see, look how Japanese embraced Hindu religion and assimilated. They don't know. Many Japanese, I guess 99% or 95% Japanese would not know. Even in Shinto, there is a Hindu god and goddesses. Not only Buddhists. I was surprised. Anyway, I'm coming to that. Now Ganesh is there. Then Lord Shiva, ultimate god in India. He is there. Mahakal. Mahakal has many meaning. You know, Kali is masculine form, ultimate timing and all. And in Japan, Mahakal is there. Daikokuten, the great black one. Ten means universe. In China is Tien. Dai is one, Koku is black. So he is there. But in Mahakal in Japan is worshipped as some sort of, for good luck. Some people say Bishamanten. Sorry, not Bishamanten. Some people say Fudo, there is a kind of god. It is also Madan, but I don't believe that. You see, Madan is, though a lot of people worship Fudomyo, but it's sort of anger and all, but it is nothing to do with Madan. But anyway, coming to other god and goddesses, there is a god called Yama-san. Ama-san is Amasama. That is Jam. In India, we have ultimate thing called death. And in Japan they say if you tell lies, Yama-shama will take out your tongue. There is a word for hell in Japan. That is Sanskrit. That is Naraku. Narak in Indian Sanskrit. I think Siddham later was transformed from India to Japan. Siddham later. And that is incorporated in Hiragana, Katakana, in these kind of things. Now, we have Banzai Ten as Saraswati. As a young boy, I was trying to flirt Saraswati with a blue sari. I used to like her, but my relation with Saraswati was never good. Saraswati in India is a Devi or goddess for knowledge and art. In Japan also she is playing a bina or a harp. Kichijo-ten is Lakshmi, my favorite goddess in India also. I never tried to flirt her, but I have a good relation with her. I like her. I never tried to marry her. There is Saraswati in Tantra also, that is worshipped in different form. And these kind of things went to Japan, in my view, with esoteric Buddhism. Anyway, then coming to other Taishuk-ten, that's Indra, with elephant, Airavat. He is there. And Bon-ten, Brahma. These are the goddesses, they're very commonly worshipped in Japanese temples. And you see, there are ways, like Duruma doll. There is actually Bodhidharma doll. Bodhidharma went from South India to Japan and he was a very famous monk. Entire martial art and all, this kind of thing could have evolved from Bodhidharma's presence. A lot of, he went from India to China and then to Japan. And so I have big respect for him. And today, even today, Japanese worship Bodhidharma doll, Duruma doll. And this is the thing, I got very surprised seeing this kind of thing in Japan. And even in entire Bushido code, if you do that, if you read that, Americans will say, a lot of Americans with very little intelligence, intellect, only doing martial art will talk so many rubbish. It's entirely based on Gita. Entirely based on Gita. Unless you understand Gita, you will not understand samurai cult, the Bushido. It's very similar. Because I was taught Gita as a kid, fortunately. So I understood that so many things, elements, even Zen Buddhism, you see. Zen is, what is Zen? Zen means dhyan. Dhyan. We do that meditation as in yoga. And then it went to China as Chan. And then it became Zen. So much Indian influence is there. But Indians do not know. Indians, I can blame myself. When I can blame myself also. When I was in Japan, and then I cannot blame myself also because Japan is a very expensive place, you see. It's a cutthroat kind of pressure and competition. So I had no time, honestly speaking, to and a very expensive place. So I had not much time to pursue this kind of thing. So this is my submission for you. I also appeal to the Americans. Please don't try to understand Japan and Bushido only through sword. It is not like that. There's a lot of mental components here, a lot of understanding, a lot of philosophy involved. It is not like that you come out and interpret in 2 seconds. You have to understand a lot of things, elements, etc., etc. It is not like closing your eyes. So go deep into it. Try to understand it. If you want to comment something, if you want to achieve something in that personal elevation, if you say, or enlightenment, you have to know much more things than few katas and few stances of martial art. Thank you very much for patiently hearing. Please like me and subscribe me, please. Best wishes.